Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so right now we are witnessing a massive, totally game-changing technological shift. We're talking about something that is completely flipping the script on digital defense. The integration of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity is literally transforming security from the ground up. It's fascinating, it's moving incredibly fast, and it's rapidly becoming one of the absolute most in-demand tech fields in the world. So let's dive right in. Right out the gate, this really begs a huge, bold question. Is traditional cybersecurity already obsolete? I mean, think about it. For decades, our defenses have been purely reactive. An attack happens, we find the virus signature, we create a patch, and then we just kind of cross our fingers and hope it doesn't happen again. But against modern threats, threats that can automate and mutate in milliseconds, those old manual methods are basically bringing a knife to a gunfight. Defenders are at a massive inherent disadvantage right now, and AI is really the only thing leveling the playing field. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the AI security revolution, how we're stopping threats with AI, real-world industry applications, the required tech stack, and finally, wrap up with your career roadmap. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the AI security revolution, and how we're moving from reactive to predictive defense. When you compare the old way to the new way, the contrast is literally night and day. Traditional security is just painfully slow. It relies entirely on known signatures, which means, and think about how crazy this is, somebody else actually had to get hacked first for the system to even recognize the threat. AI security, on the other hand, is predictive. It uses behavior-based analysis to spot weird anomalies before a signature even exists, and it triggers an automated response in milliseconds. Actually, the absolute best way to think about this, and this analogy really clicked for me, is to view AI as a digital immune system. Your body doesn't wait around for a doctor's note to start fighting an infection, right? It inherently knows what healthy feels like. Well, AI does the exact same thing for networks. It learns what a totally normal Tuesday looks like. So if someone suddenly tries to export a massive gigabyte-heavy database to an unknown IP address at 3 a.m., the AI inherently knows the network is sick and neutralizes that threat instantly. Moving right along to Section 2, Stopping Threats with AI. Let's look at the modern arsenal. Right at the center of this entire revolution is the AI-powered SOC, or Security Operations Center. Now, historically, a SOC was basically a dark room full of tired analysts fueled by, a ridiculous amount of energy drinks, staring at monitors, and just hoping to find a needle in a massive haystack of alerts. An AI-powered SOC totally automates all that heavy lifting. It detects and responds to incidents at superhuman speeds, which frees up the actual human analyst to handle only the really complex strategic decisions. And what's really incredible here is how specific AI systems match up perfectly to offer tailor-made shields for different types of attacks. Take phishing, for example. Because phishing relies on tricking humans with convincing text, we can deploy machine learning to instantly scan millions of language and routing data points to spot the scam. And for those unknown, invisible zero-day attacks, we can use predictive deep learning to catch those tiny anomalies that human eyes would literally never see. But here's the kicker. AI doesn't just sit around waiting for a breach to happen. It is aggressively proactive. These systems are constantly running automated vulnerability assessments and penetration tests. Essentially, they are relentlessly hacking their own systems to find weak spots before the bad guys do. This continuous threat hunting, it never sleeps, it never takes a coffee break, and it is constantly hardening the perimeter. Okay, let's look at Section 3, Real-World Industry Applications. This is the actual battlefield. Because, look, this is definitely not just theoretical tech anymore. It is already the backbone of our global infrastructure. Over in finance, AI is analyzing your purchasing habits in real time to block stolen credit cards instantly. In healthcare, it's acting as a literal wall against those devastating ransomware attacks that target super sensitive patient data. I mean, from securing highly classified national defense grids to monitoring massive cloud infrastructures, the applications out there are practically limitless. So how do you actually do this? That brings us to Section 4, the required tech stack, basically your personal toolbox. To build a successful career in this space, you need a really well-balanced, multidisciplinary toolbox. You can't just be a one-trick pony. First off, you need programming, specifically Python, which is just the absolute bedrock of AI work right now. You also need the math and the models behind machine learning and deep learning. But you also have to actually understand the terrain you're defending, and that means mastering networking and Linux, right alongside cloud security and SIM tools, which are what you use to log and manage live network events. Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, your career roadmap and how you can actually become a pioneer in this field. Going from an absolute beginner to a highly sought-after professional is all about systematically layering your skills. You have to start with the fundamentals: Python, Linux, networking. Why? Because you simply cannot secure a network that you don't understand. From there, you layer on your AI and machine learning concepts. You study the actual cyber threats out there in the wild, and then the real magic happens, integrating AI with security platforms, like those SIEM tools we mentioned. Finally, you validate the whole shebang with industry certifications. Now, while you're learning all this integration stuff, you absolutely have to build a portfolio. I cannot stress this enough. Employers are desperate to see real, hands-on projects. Building an AI phishing email detector or maybe a machine learning malware categorizer? That sounds incredibly impressive on a resume. And the crazy part is, it's totally achievable if you follow the roadmap. Honestly, even just writing scripts to automate basic vulnerability scanning proves to a hiring manager that you can apply code to actual defense. And once you have those awesome projects built, you need to back them up with formal certifications. This is what gets you past the HR filters, right? You want to target foundational certs first, like Security Plus, then maybe move up to the Certified Ethical Hacker, and then grab some of those specialized AI and cloud credentials from the major providers. This one-two punch of hands-on projects plus formal certifications, it makes you a completely undeniable candidate. So why put in all this intense effort? Well, because the combination of AI and cybersecurity is rapidly becoming the #1 absolute highest demand tech field globally. The sheer volume of data we're dealing with today, combined with the unbelievable speed of modern attacks, means human defenders literally cannot keep up anymore without AI. The industry fully knows this, and talent in this specific, specialized niche is valued at a massive premium. The market demand is just astronomical right now. The tools, the exact roadmap, the massive opportunity, it's all sitting right there in front of you. So, as AI completely dominates the future of digital security, it really leaves us with one final, very important question. Are you ready to become the ultimate defender? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you in the next one.